This is the story of Mopin. And also I should, with a word of caution, that there's a lot of cultural context to the story, and which might not, because if I start explaining the cultural context, the story might get derailed a bit. So I'll try to keep the story, essentials of the story in very common terms so that everybody gets the story. And you can later look it up or visit Arunachal and learn it, all the more better. So this is the story from Arunachal, where I say that the shadows of clouds rest on mountains and the Yomgo and the Siang rivers fall in love. This beautiful story comes from there, the story of how the Mopin festival started among the Galos. Abu Tani. Abu Tani is the first man on earth according to the Tanis, according to the Tani mythology. Now, under the Tani clan, there comes many tribes. The Galos, Adis, Nishis, Apatanis, and Missings, Tagin. So all these come. So this festival is about the Mopin festival is about the Galos celebrating it. So Abu Tani is the first man on earth. He's walking by a river, and a bird comes and perches next to him, Toderene. The bird is called Toderene. The bird tells Abu Tani, Abu Tani, you know, there is at Takartaji's place, there's going to be a huge, lavish wedding. And it's huge, and they are going to be very, very celebrating it in a big way. And around 10 mithuns or hobos are going to be sacrificed. Now, what's a mithun or a hobo? You can call it gayal. In the local term, they call it hobo. It is something of this kind. It's called gayal. Look it up after the story. So he's going to sacrifice 10 mithuns. And Abu Tani gets worried listening to the fact that this bird is telling him that, oh my God, Takartaji, who is a terrestrial being, who is a supernatural being, is going to have a wedding and he's going to sacrifice 10 mithuns. So he does put across he starts thinking that how to prevent this from happening. He feels responsible that so many of the animals are going to be sacrificed. So he devises a plan. On the day of the wedding at Takartaji's place, he shows up. He shows up and goes around the wedding and tells Takartaji that, do you know that the rituals and the ceremonies that you're doing is not really in the correct way? You're doing it partly wrong. And what happens when you do some rituals or ceremonies partly wrong in a marriage? Things might go wrong, you might not receive the blessings, so it might not work for you. Takartaji is worried. He says that, really? What do you suggest, Tani? So Abu Tani says, listen, my mother knows all about these rituals and these ceremonies. So what you can do is send someone to call her. She's at the riverfront. She's in the middle of the river. You will have to go and fetch her, or you will have to send someone to fetch her. So now Takartaji is thinking, okay, but Tani says there is a problem. My mother is deaf and mute. So you will have to probably nudge her with a bamboo stick, wake her and fetch her. So you can't call her out. So Takartaji agrees. So now what Tani has already planned and done is he had made an effigy or a dummy of his mother in the middle of the river. So now Takartaji is sending a squirrel with a long bamboo stick to go and nudge Abu Tani's mother. So the squirrel is going. He's feeling so useful. He's really feeling that, oh my God, I'm being so helpful towards the marriage. So the squirrel goes and he gives the old lady a nudge. And what happens next? The dummy falls in the river. Oh my God. The squirrel is so scared, taken aback, startled, bewildered. Oh my God, I have drowned Abu Tani's mother. Now what is going to happen of me? and he's not able to fathom what's going to happen to him. He's really scared and frozen. But he goes back to the wedding. He goes back to the wedding and breaks this news that he has drowned Abotani's mother to Tani and Takartaji. Tani is pretending to be furious. He's like, how could you do this to me? You will have to pay the price. You will have to bear something to me. You will have to appease me by doing something. Now Takartaji agrees. You have drowned someone's mother. You have to appease them. So, in appeasement, he says that I will give you 9 of your 10 mithuns that I'm going to sacrifice. The bison-like animal you saw. I'm going to give you back 9 of the mithun. And so that is my part of appeasement. But I'm really sorry this happened. And so Tani is still like, okay, fine, at least I could save 9 of my mithuns. So when that is happening, I told you that the ceremony is a huge one. Lord of all the heavenly bodies have come, all the animals have come to the wedding, and there is no food. There's no sacrifice, there's no meat, there's no food. So now what happens? So now everybody is trying to gather the little things that are like whatever little leftover things that they have been planning on. So they start making small packets of fermented soya. They make small packets of bones, and they are going to distribute it. So the first food packets come to Dumpu and Kipu. Dumpu is a deer, and Kipu is Abotani's dog. Remember, because they'll come in reference. And so Dumpu and Kipu have got the first packets. And now they are suddenly like, oh my God, this is so less food. How is this going to suffice both of us? So Kipu is like, the dog is going to be like, I'm going to have all of it. And Dumpu is like, no way. I'm not going to let you have all of it. I will also have it. It is being given to both. And they start quarreling. And when they start quarreling, and when Dumpu sees that he's losing it, he kicks both the packets on the floor and runs away. So now the food is scattered, and Kipu really gets mad. He starts running after Dumpu in the jungle, and they both start running. Dumpu is running, Kipu is running. Now Abotani is like, oh my God, now my dog is gone. I don't know if he will be in some kind of trouble. So he runs after him. So Abotani is running after, now Tani is running after Kipu. So Kipu is running after Dumpu. So while this is happening, a long chase is happening. They reach the heavenly place of Mopin, Ana Mopin, or Digoyamo. You can say the keeper of lands, Digoyamo and Ana Mopin's place. They reach that place. And as they reach that place, there has been a lot of rice that has been scattered to dry. So, and Dumpu crosses it, and Kipu and Abotani, who are coming behind Dumpu, really make a mess, and they destroy all the scattered grains that have been put to dry. Now Ana Mopin is mad. Now she is furious that how did you do this? And she also is thinking that they are after the life of Dumpu, the deer. So she also wants to save the deer. She says, Abotani, you will be imprisoned. So that's how Abotani now is imprisoned in Ana Mopin's place. Ana Mopin is, she is the goddess of, giver. She is the goddess of prosperity and agriculture and food. So Ana Mopin is now, so Abotani is now imprisoned in Ana Mopin's place. So now Kipu is around Abotani. He's just roaming around. They have been imprisoned for a few days. Now it is start to get Abotani. He's like, oh my God, I can't meet anyone. I can't go anywhere. I've been put into chains, and now what's going to happen? So few days pass by. The only person Abotani is interacting is with Diitami, who is Ana Mopin's daughter, because she brings him food. So now they kind of make a connection, and Abotani and Diitami do make a connection, and now they are kind of fond of each other. And Diitami says, if you are really so frustrated that you're in prison, do something about it. So Abotani is like, okay, I'll again devise a plan to get out of here. So he tells Kipu that go and get me a rat. So Kipu goes and gets a rodent for him. So what Abutani does is he puts the rodent under his armpit and he squeezes it and kills it. And it starts stinking in a day. And it's really stinking. It's stinking real bad. So now he's telling Diitami that please go and tell your mother that I'm rotting here. I'm the first man on earth. I'm rotting here. I'm dying. Please release me, So Diitami goes and convinces her Mopin, her mother Mopin, that please release Abutani. He's had enough. For the little thing that he did, you can't punish him so long. Please release him. So being convinced, Mopin lets Abutani go. She says, okay, you're free to go. But Abutani sees that this is a land of prosperity. This is a prosperity. This is a land of food. So he requests Mopin that please give me some maize and please give me some paddy so that I can go and start agriculture, start cultivation, and I can do something. I can also have a sustainable food system. So she obliges. Mopin gives. She puts some of the maize and paddy in Kipu's ears, and she says, "Okay, here I give you." So they both go back. And when they go back, Abutani doesn't know a lot of agriculture at this point, or even how to cultivate things. So he throws the seeds around. Some are eaten by birds, and some have fallen on barren land. So the outcome is nothing. So he's really frustrated. He again goes back to Mopin's place. He says that Mopin, look, I couldn't manage to do anything with the grains and paddy you gave me, so I couldn't manage to cultivate. Please help me, please teach me, please give me some primary primitive tools and tell me how to go about this. So while he's at it, he also expresses his love for Diitami. He says that, Mopin, I'm in love with your daughter. I would like to take her along. I would like to marry her. And Mopin says, okay, you being the first man, you have to carry on your legacy. So fine, I'll marry my daughter and send her off with you, and that happens. And Mopin has sent she has taught Tani for cultivation. She has taught him about nitty-gritties of agriculture, how to clear small parts of the forest and start a cultivation, and she has also married her daughter. And now they both come and they happily learn how to do sustainable cultivation. And Mopin also helps Abutani with appeasing the forest spirits, Yapom and Yaji, which is again the story. When you look at the story, it's the idea that, from since that time immemorial, they have been very respectful towards the forests, towards sustainable agriculture. So till date, what happens every year in the month of April, harvest season, what happens is the Galo tribe celebrates as a thanksgiving to Mother Mopin, Mopin. Anna is mother in Galo language. So Mother Mopin, they give thanksgiving. And this is the story of how the Mopin festival started. And till date, it is a huge celebration. It's like Bihu in Assam in a way. And Pongal in South, and it's all these. Onam, and so all these harvest festivals in India. So Mopin is the harvest festival of the Galo tribe, and it's a beautiful celebration wherein people are wearing white-colored clothes and they are wearing beads. Even this jacket is from the Galo tribe, and so it's a merry scene. It's a beautiful scene. They come together on a common ground space. There's a lot of rice beer available, and which is poka, and they also make a kind of porridge, khichdi, amin, and they apply rice paste, white rice paste, and it is ithil, and it feels like, in a way, a beautiful amalgamation of so many festivals coming together just to make one festival. There's a lot of celebrations during this time. So this is how the Mopin festival started.